everyone wants to be an editor nowadays. You see the flashy transitions on Twitter, cool effects on MrBeast videos, and you think, I want to do that. So you open Premiere Pro. Maybe you give After Effects a shot. Maybe you mess around a little bit with Photoshop. You start to watch some few tutorials online and in 5 minutes, you just feel lost. Does this sound familiar to you? Here's the thing that no one tells you about. Learning editing is not about following some steps. It's about learning how to learn. You don't need all these flashy effects, these 3D scenes, or 10 more plugins that you need to install. You just need a mindset, a process, a way to take your knowledge, grow from it, and actually make it your own. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can do that. I'm gonna teach you how to learn. And honestly, this is not just for editors, but to everyone that wanna master that craft. But let me guess how your YouTube feed looks like. Make your edits look expensive. 5 effects that you need in 2025. How to edit like MrBeast. And you watch them. You like them. You even try out the effects once or twice. And then the next week, you totally forget about everything that you just learned. Let me tell you, bro, that's not your fault. You're just stuck in passive learning mode that you watch, you copy, but you keep forgetting. And what you need is just a big hit in the head to transform your mindset from tutorial brain to editor brain. And that starts by realizing that learning video editing is not about tools. It's about building a creative and technical skill set over time. It's about transforming all the things that you know into natural instincts. When you're editing, you don't even need to think about certain effect that you want to use. It's natural instinct for you. You already know what you're gonna use. And people think that this natural instinct that the great editor have is just memorizing some shortcuts or some kind of plugins or effects that they use. Yeah, that's not it. Great editors don't know everything. They just know how to figure stuff out fast. They learn, they troubleshoot, and they grow consistently. The process is pretty much, I've learned something, I'm trying it, oh, it's not working. Let me actually try to fix it. And they do. And that's called growth. And let's keep it real, you watching tutorials without actually doing it yourself, it's like you go to the gym, you watch people work out, and you expect to get abs. Your brain works by output, not input. So next time that you watch a tutorial, don't watch it until the end. Pause after every 30 seconds. Try the step that you're in with your own project, with your own footage. Mess up, get confused, try again. Because when you struggle, bro, it's where you learn. That's active recall. It's one of the most powerful ways, and I would say it's a superpower that the human has to your brain to actually form real memory. And as humans, we are programmed to fail. This is how we learn. Let me put you in the perspective. If we both just hanging around and we both see a tree, for example, I'll tell you to punch it, and you do, you're gonna hurt yourself. So now, the next time that we're hanging out, I tell you to punch a tree, you're not gonna do it, because you already know that that could hurt you. And this is called innocence. As humans, we are innocent. We need to try out stuff in order to know if it hurts or doesn't. And hurts doesn't mean just physically, it can be mentally. It cannot be even hurting yourself. When you try out a new food, you don't know if you like it or not. You actually need to try out the food to see if you enjoy it. And right here is the same concept. You will never know how to do certain effects, how to do certain cuts, if you actually never do it yourself. And honestly, do you want to get good at editing? Just study some edits or videos like you're breaking into a safe. Take a video that you've watched and you just love it. Watch it once just for the vibes. For example, I watch a lot of MrBeast. I love the storytelling on their videos so much. And then watch it 10 more times. Trust me, frame by frame. And ask yourself, what kind of cuts are they using? How does the story progress right now? Is the music helping the video or the story in any way? Is there color grading? If so, is it warm? Is it moody? Is it cold? Does it help to transmit the mood of the video? And then recreate it. It doesn't need to be perfect, just close enough to you to learn. And by the way, this is not copying. This is deliberate practice. And even Picasso said himself, good artists copy and great artists steal. But I'll add a little spice on it. The best editors steal, learn, and make it their own. Have you ever heard of the Feynman technique? This technique is made by Richard Feynman, it's designed to enchant understanding and knowledge retention by explaining complex concepts into just simple terms. So let's use that for video editing. Let's pick a concept like masking, rotor brush, animation curves, etc. Open a blank timeline in whatever software and try to explain it by doing it. And if you get stuck, you pause, you go back, and you relearn that part. And you repeat this until you can do the concept that you've chosen without a tutorial. When you teach yourself, you own the skill. And now you can tell me, Arrows, when I try to do something myself, I don't seem to be creative at all. Cool, let me help you on that. Skillshare is one of the most popular learning platforms for creatives, with thousands of classes that you can take to really help out your editing journey. You have several classes for animation, graphic design, productivity. There's always gonna be something there for you. Recently, I was struggling with creativity and I had to fix that. So I found this course on Skillshare by Kelly Kuhn, and this class teaches you how to overcome the hardest part of being creative, that is getting started. And I had so much fun actually trying out all of these concepts, and one of them was actually drawing. I realized that the more I was drawing, the more creative I was. And I was recently struggling with the effect that I wanted to do, and I just started sketching it. Using the techniques that I learned from Carly and also Brent Iveson as well, and I started to draw and sketch with the techniques that I used, and my creativity just started skyrocketing. So I'll show you now my sketch, and I'll show you now the finished result. But I'm not gonna lie, it's not exactly the same thing, but just the fact that I started drawing into a paper just made me have even better and cooler ideas. One other course that I really need to share with you, it's a course by Netiel Drew. It's called Creativity Unleashed, and he gave me such a great mindset and actually frameworks in order to unleash this big creativity that I have inside me. So if this is something that piques your curiosity, scan the QR code right now, and the first 500 people to use my link in the description, or just scan the QR code, will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So you can get started today and unleash your creativity. And you can learn directly from real, super talented, and successful creatives. So make sure you click the link in the description and learn some new skills. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. So you have a couple tools, that's more than enough. You have Skillshare, you have the editing access that I'll be talking in a little bit. You have everything that you need. Now what you need is to create habits, and better ones. Although I hate this analogy, I created it for a sole reason. Editors are like dogs, and before you jump and just offend me or something in the comments, I say this because we learn in the same way. So when you have a dog, you want to use some commands in your dog, and you do that by giving him a little treat. So when you say a dog to sit, if he sits, you give him a little treat. And editors are the same. You need to train, you need to put the outputs that you just learned into the program. So if you do the Feynman technique, you pick a concept, you practice, now you're gonna do it for a bunch of videos. So you're gonna pick a skill and you're gonna practice it along 5 different videos. And in every video, just try out new stuff. Maybe the topic is storytelling. So maybe you try a different cut, like a J cut or a L cut. Maybe you try a different way to approach music in order to enchant the narrative. Just do this, just try out different stuff of the same topic throughout 5 different videos. And when you fail, you fixed it and you learn from it. And remember the little treat I was talking about the dogs? It's called a reward. So what do you reward yourself with? So you've learned all of these skills, you progressed in your journey. Your reward now is confidence. Oh, Arrows, that sounds so boring. I get it, but when you use that confidence and get those big bucks from clients, you will thank me. That confidence is the highest reward you can give yourself. And remember, the most important reward of this all is that you actually learned a new skill that you now don't need to go back and forth with tutorials or courses to actually master it. It's already natural instinct for you. And to finish it off, let me just tell you a super weird one. The brain actually remembers better when you renew the skills over time. And this sounds stupid, let me explain it to you. It's called spaced repetition. So let's just say that you learned how to rotor brush today. If you don't use it throughout the week, you're probably gonna forget it the next week, like we mentioned. So you should schedule some short refresh projects. And what I mean by this is literally just every skill that you've learned, just do it again. Every like 3, 7, 14 days, whatever. You're doing this spaced repetition in order to you to don't forget the stuff that you're learning. It locks in that muscle memory in place. You can even do this in a Google Doc if you want, or even Notion. Make sure that you write what you learned that week, you link your practice clips, and you always note what confused you or what was the most difficult thing to do. And honestly, this is how just great editors master that craft. We don't move on too fast. We revisit what matters until it's our own. So now that you know how to learn, you will need a place to learn as well. And that's why I'm presenting you the Editing Nexus. The Editing Nexus is a skill community in order to you to learn the skills in order to become the best editor that you can be. And now that you know how to learn, this will be the perfect place to actually do it. So if you are interested, you can check the second link in the description and join the Editing Nexus. I would love to have you inside. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.